Yeah, I remember that's how I was with Jackie O. I was like really very nervous when I met her on a one-to-one. So
Yeah, I remember that's how I was with Jackie O. I was really, really nervous the first time I met her one-on-one. That presence, it does something to you. Now imagine walking into a room, and it's not Jackie O. It's Tina Turner. Picture this. The doors swing open, heels hit the floor like thunder. Chin up, eyes blazing, legs carved out of pure rhythm. Tina Turner didn't just take the stage, she detonated it. But here's what they don't tell you about legends. Not everybody applauds when the curtain closes. Behind the velvet drapes, behind the spotlight, there were bruised egos, icy stares, and wars dressed up as duets. Because when Tina showed up, she didn't blend in. She dominated, and for some of rock's biggest names, that was a problem. Let's start with the quiet grudge. The slow burn. Keith Richards. Keith Richards never liked polish. He worshipped raw, grit, cigarette smoke authenticity. And to him, Tina was too produced. Too rehearsed. Too Vegas. But it wasn't really about style. It was about presence. Tina walked into a room and owned the oxygen. And for a man who built a career on cool detachment, that kind of fire felt threatening. He'd toss little jabs in interviews. More Vegas than Memphis, he hinted. She didn't swing publicly, but privately, she reportedly said he had the emotional depth of a guitar string, and twice the snarl. At an awards show in the 90s, they were seated near each other. Both quietly requested new seats. When they crossed paths backstage, no words, just frost, not explosive, frozen, two forces, no harmony. Now if Keith was frost, Mick was flame. It's hard to imagine tension when you think of that electric Live Aid moment. Leather, sweat, chemistry, but behind the scenes, sparks. Mick Jagger admired Tina's energy. He also envied it. During rehearsals for Live Aid 1985, he tried to choreograph her. Told her where to stand, how to move, when to turn. Tina wasn't a backup singer. She had decades under her belt. "I move how I feel," she reportedly snapped. Crew members said the air felt heavy. They argued over lighting, over set lists, over who would command the center. On stage, it looked like chemistry. Off stage, it was a battle of wills wrapped in leather pants. What the world saw was heat. What it didn't see was defiance. And when the music stopped, so did the warmth. Then came a clash that felt almost cosmic. David Bowie. Two icons. Two visionaries. Two galaxies trying to share one orbit. They stepped into the studio in the mid-80s to collaborate. What should have been magic turned into a philosophical war. Bowie pushed for experimental minimalism. Detached theatrics. Something cerebral. Tina wanted soul. Gospel thunder. Emotion you could bleed. He allegedly called her too Broadway. She implied he was too alien to feel. Every note became negotiation. Every lyric a tug of war. One session ended with Tina dropping the mic mid-take and walking out. He didn't stop her. The duet never happened. Later, Bowie reportedly called it a missed galaxy. She never mentioned it again. Sometimes the stars don't align. They collide. And then, it got personal. Rod Stewart. Shared stages. Shared decades. But never shared warmth. Rod once made a sly comment about Tina dressing like it was still 1971. A little sexism tucked inside sarcasm. Tina didn't forget. In an interview, she fired back. Mocked the hair, the rasp, called him a peacock trapped in a karaoke machine. After that, ice. During TV appearances, they avoided eye contact. At a 1986 charity concert, promoters reportedly had to separate their dressing rooms with a temporary wall. During soundcheck, Stewart allegedly asked for her mic to be lowered. That night, she sang like thunder. It wasn't just rivalry, it was pride, and neither one was backing down. Now here's one that burned fast and left scars. Elton John. Early 90s. Charity rehearsal. It started small. A disagreement over tempo. Tina told him, "You're dragging." Elton snapped. She called his playing sloppy. He called her arrogant. Voices rose. Crew froze. He slammed the piano lid and stormed out. She went back to vocal warm-ups like nothing happened. The performance went on, but not together. He later hinted that some people don't know how to collaborate. She never addressed it publicly. And they never worked together again. Some bridges don't burn, they just collapse. And finally, the volatile near miss. Axl Rose, early 90s. He wanted her to open for Guns N' Roses on a stadium tour. She declined. Didn't want chaos. Didn't want late starts. Didn't want backstage madness. He reportedly didn't take it well. Insiders say he lashed out, threw insults, questioned her relevance. At a festival months later, he allegedly mocked her during soundcheck. She didn't respond publicly, but she made it clear behind the scenes. Their schedules would never overlap. Respect wasn't optional, and once it was gone, so was she. Here's the truth. Tina Turner wasn't interested in being liked. She was interested in being heard. And when your voice shakes arenas, when your presence bends rooms, fragile egos crack. Some feared being outshined, outclassed, outlasted, because when Tina entered the building, something shifted. The energy tilted, the air tightened. She didn't come to flatter legends. She was one. She didn't come to share the spotlight. She came to set it on fire. And whether they admitted it or not, that kind of power makes even rock gods nervous. If you felt that, if you live for the untold stories behind the spotlight, hit that subscribe button and join me for more. This is JosBACK Stage Tales. And I'll see you behind the curtain.